Well, yes, the script was improvised in large part. The cast was a combination of non-actors and professionally trained actors. But we entered the production with a treatment and a beat sheet that we then, in the rehearsal, we discovered or the nuances in the dialogue and the blocking, and that's how the film, in a sense, began to take shape. The story originated from I grew up in the Bronx, and I'm Dominican myself, Dominican American household. I kind of grew up around a lot of young guys like Rico who were hustlers. They sold marijuana. They sold illegal nutcrackers. That sort of I was different in that, I was able to, leave and get an education. I went to university and things, but a lot of my friends, they stayed in that sort of environment. And, and growing up and leaving the Bronx and I've seen the world because I got to travel with my studies, and then I became a filmmaker and things. I always thought about these people that, the people that you leave behind in a way when you, when you leave your hometown. So anyway, the inspiration came from there, and I didn't, and also the theme underneath it is almost there's this fatherhood theme. It's dealing with teen fatherhood and parenthood, and my family, my mother and father, they were teen parents, and I was thinking about them when I was developing the story. So far, the reviews have been very good. We had, obviously you get mixed reviews as well, but overwhelmingly they've been positive. But from the audience, what we heard a lot was that people from New York really identify with the story, with the situation, the way it's depicted. But there were surprisingly a lot of Latinos in the audience, and Dominican Americans who they felt very represented by the characters, by the family dynamic, by the relationship between the brother and sister, and sort of these details, and that was very nice to see. And also the humor, because when you're working on a film, you watch it so many times that you lose the impact of, I watched the film maybe 200 times, so for me it's not funny anymore, I don't. But when you see it fresh with with an audience, and they laugh, and they're laughing at all the jokes, and it was very heart, it was, I felt it in my heart, that we made something quite special. So Puerto Ricans were the first Latin American, if you can, obviously Puerto Rico is part of the USA, but they were the first sort of real, in a large group, migrant population of Latinos in New York City, and they faced so much discrimination. Pero yo creo que tiene que ver también con la educación formal que uno recibe, tú sabes, en las escuelas, sí. Que no, tú sabes, no enseñan español, sí. Bueno, ellos tratan, pero tú sabes, no como algo, un tema bien serio. Sí, yo tengo relaciones con el cine dominicano. Hubo una película el año pasado que se llama Bachata de Biónico. No sé si la vi, sí, pero tú sabes, me gustó mucho, y conozco a los cineastas de esa peli, y ellos hablamos y estamos en contacto. Ellos estaban en Londres para el LFF y nos llegamos a conocer ahí. También ellos estaban en Locarno y nos conocimos ahí, algunos de ellos. El director no estaba, pero luego lo conocí en Londres. Me gustaría, sí, porque tienen muchos como tax incentives, incentivos tú sabes, no sé cómo se dice en español, sí, pero incentivos, sí, pero sí me gustaría. Yo hay uno ahora que se trata de como de estos temas que estamos hablando de, tú sabes, American Identity, tú sabes, y como eso es a veces como una cosa bien confuso, porque tú sabes, cuando uno viene cuando los padres de uno son migrantes y uno se cría como uno you're raised your identity is very confused, so like, because yo no me siento como
Donald Trump.
no me siento americano y no me siento como dominicano completo. Tú sabes, uno vive en un limbo y se trata de ese tema y cómo se forma la identidad americana.